Hi everyone, I'm going to tell a story today that happened to me, and honestly when I told my friends they were in complete shock. I, 34M, have been married to my wife, Sarah, 31F, for 7 years. I work 2 jobs, a construction company during the day and a security guard on night shifts. It's grueling, but I do it because I want to give Sarah everything she's ever wanted. She always said she dreams of a comfortable life, a nice house, vacations, and not having to worry about money. So I made it my mission. For a long time I thought we were happy. Sure, I was tired all the time, but I thought that was just the duty of a responsible husband, right? But looking back, I realized that Sarah was never really happy. At least not with me. It started with little things. She stopped texting me so often when I was at work. No more sweet goodnight wishes. When I came home, she always looked annoyed, as if my presence irritated her. If I tried to be affectionate, she would sigh and say she was too tired or not in the mood. At first I thought maybe she just had something going on, stress at work, hormones, whatever. But then things got even weirder. She suddenly became very obsessed with her cell phone. Always had it on silent mode. Carried it with her everywhere, even to the bathroom. As soon as I'd look at the screen, she'd snap at me, telling me that I should respect her privacy. I wanted to trust her. I really did. But something inside me started whispering that it wasn't right. And I didn't even realize how bad it was going to be. So, things kept getting weirder. Sarah started dressing up more, like, a lot more. She always liked looking good, but suddenly she was spending hours getting ready just to run errands. She'd wear perfume to go to the grocery store. She bought new lingerie, but I never saw her wear it for me. When I jokingly asked, "Who are you trying to impress?" she laughed it off and said, "Myself. Can't a girl feel sexy?" Okay, fair. But then came the lying. One night, I came home earlier than usual, my shift got cancelled. I walked into the house, and Sarah wasn't expecting me. She was sitting on the couch, looking startled, like a kid caught stealing cookies. She quickly locked her phone and shoved it under a pillow. Me, "Hey babe, what's up?" Her, nothing. Just watching a movie." Me, "Which one?" Her, "Pauses for too long, just some rom-com, you wouldn't like it." Now, normally, I wouldn't think much of this. But her face looked guilty as hell. And then I saw it, the tiny red flag that changed everything. Her phone screen lit up for a second. A message preview. "Can't wait to see you again, baby." She saw me glance at it and, like a pro, immediately picked up the phone, locked the screen, and laughed. "Oh, it's just Stacy from work. She sends stupid texts like that as a joke. I wasn't born yesterday. But I let it go. For now." I had no idea I was about to find out just how deep this rabbit hole went. After that night, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Sarah was lying to my face, and she was way too good at it. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I started paying attention. I didn't snoop, at least, not yet. But I started keeping track of things. Who she said she was with. What time she left. What time she came back. And, most importantly, whether her stories added up. Spoiler alert, they didn't. One Friday, she told me she was going out with her friend Jessica. "Girls' night," she said. "Might be out late." Okay, cool. But something didn't sit right with me. So I texted Jessica. Me, "Hey, hope you guys have fun tonight. What are you two up to?" Jessica, "Huh? I'm at home. Haven't seen Sarah in weeks." Boom. I don't know how long I sat there staring at my phone. My heart was racing, my hands shaking. She lied. Straight to my face. And not even a small lie. A huge one. I didn't text Sarah. I didn't call her. Instead, I waited. And around 2 a.m., she came stumbling in, smelling like cologne that wasn't mine. Hair messy. Lipstick smudged. Me, how was girls' night? Her, pauses, oh, it was fun. We just had drinks, you know how it is. Me, with Jessica? Her, nervous laugh, yeah. Why? Me, pulls out my phone, shows her Jessica's message, try again. She went pale. Then, without missing a beat, she went into full damage control. Oh my God, I can't believe Jessica said that. She's such a liar. She was totally there, but she probably doesn't want her boyfriend to know. I swear, babe, I wouldn't lie to you. I just stood there, watching her spin her web. And in that moment, I knew. She wasn't just lying, she was used to lying. I didn't say anything for a long time. Just stared at her. Watched her scramble for an explanation like a cornered animal. And you know what? I almost wanted to believe her. I wanted her to tell me something, anything, that would make this make sense. But deep down, I already knew the truth. Me, who is he? Her eyes widened. For the first time, she looked genuinely scared. What? What are you talking about? Me, who? Is he? And then? She did the worst thing she could have possibly done. She laughed. This bitter, nasty little laugh, like I was some idiot for even asking. Oh my God, you're being crazy right now. You're, like, obsessed with this idea that I'm cheating, and it's pathetic. Pathetic. That word hit me harder than I expected. Here I was, working myself to death for this woman, giving her everything, and she had the audacity to call me pathetic? I took a deep breath. I know you're lying. You weren't with Jessica. You're dressing up for someone else. You hide your phone. You barely even look at me anymore. So just be honest for once in your life. Her face? Stone cold. She crossed her arms. Fine. You want to know the truth? I don't love you. I haven't for a long time. I felt my stomach drop. She kept going. You're never here. You work all the time. And yeah, I do deserve better. Someone who actually pays attention to me. Someone who makes me feel alive. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Me, so you decided to cheat instead of talking to me? Her, oh, please. Don't act like you're some perfect husband. You're boring. You're predictable. And honestly, you're not enough for me. There it was. The final nail in the coffin. I should have been furious. I should have yelled. But instead, I just felt done. I grabbed my jacket and walked out the door. I didn't even know where I was going, I just knew I couldn't be there anymore. And as I left, I heard her say, yeah, go ahead. Run away like you always do. That's when I knew, this marriage was over. I drove around for hours that night, aimlessly, trying to process everything. Her words kept replaying in my head, you're not enough for me. I had worked 2 jobs. I had given her everything she asked for. And somehow, I wasn't enough. Around 5 a.m., I finally went home. The house was silent. Sarah was asleep, sprawled across the bed like nothing had happened. Like she hadn't just ripped my heart out hours earlier. I didn't sleep. I just sat there in the dark, thinking. By morning, I had a plan. I wasn't going to fight for this marriage. I wasn't going to beg. I was done. But I wasn't going to let her walk away clean either. First, I called a lawyer. Told him everything. He advised me to start gathering evidence before making a move. So I did. Step 1, I checked our phone records. And guess what? There was a lot of late-night calls and texts to one specific number. I looked it up. It was some guy named Ryan. Step 2, I played dumb. I pretended everything was fine. Went about my day like normal, even kissed her on the cheek before leaving for work. She had no idea I was digging into her betrayal. Step 3, I set a trap. I told her I had to work late that night. But I didn't go to work. I parked a few streets away and waited. And at exactly 9:30 p.m., a black car pulled up in front of my house. A guy got out. Ryan. He walked right up to my front door. And Sarah? She opened it in a silk robe, smiling like she'd been waiting for him all night. I saw red. I sat there, gripping the steering wheel so tight my knuckles turned white. My heart was pounding. My wife, had just welcomed another man into my house like it was nothing. Like I didn't exist. I wasn't thinking anymore. I just acted. I got out of my car and walked straight up to the house. I didn't even bother knocking. I used my own damn key. The moment I stepped inside, I heard them laughing. That low, flirty kind of laugh Sarah hadn't used with me in years. And then I saw them. Sarah, sitting on the couch with him, drinking wine. Her robe slightly open. His hand resting on her thigh. They both froze when they saw me. Ryan's eyes went wide. Whoa, man. I cut him off. Get the F*** out of my house. Sarah jumped up. What the hell are you doing here? You said you were working. I let out a bitter laugh. Yeah, well, turns out I don't feel like working 2 jobs for a lying, cheating piece of trash. She scoffed, crossing her arms. Oh, don't be so dramatic. Dramatic? I turned to Ryan, who was awkwardly standing up now, looking like he regretted all his life choices. I'll give you 10 seconds to leave, or I call the cops and tell them you broke in. He didn't even hesitate. Grabbed his jacket and bolted out the door. Sarah, though? She didn't run. Instead, she rolled her eyes and had the nerve to say, God, you're so insecure. No wonder I got bored. I took a deep breath. Cool. I hope Ryan is ready to fund your little lifestyle because I'm done. Her smirk faltered. Wait, what? Me, I've already spoken to a lawyer. I'm filing for divorce first thing tomorrow. Sarah, you're seriously throwing everything away over one mistake? Me, no, you threw everything away. I'm just taking out the trash. And with that, I walked out. I left her standing there, stunned, for the first time in her life completely speechless. I didn't go back that night. I crashed at my buddy Jake's place, told him everything. He handed me a beer, shook his head, and said, Dude, she's lost her damn mind. Yeah. No kidding. By morning, my phone was blowing up. 27 missed calls. 50+ texts. All from Sarah. At first, it was the usual. We need to talk. You're overreacting. Don't throw away 7 years over a stupid mistake. Then the tone shifted. You were never good enough for me anyway. You'll never find someone like me. Have fun being alone, loser. And then, the classic. I'm sorry, I messed up, please let's talk. Ah yes. The cheater's cycle, deny, insult, beg. I didn't respond. I had nothing left to say. But just when I thought I was done with her drama, she took it up a notch. That afternoon, I stopped by the house to grab some of my stuff. And guess what? She had changed the locks. Seriously. I knocked. No answer. I called. Straight to voicemail. Then I got a text. You wanna leave? Fine. But you're not taking anything from my house. Excuse me, her house? I paid the mortgage. I paid the bills. She sat around and cheated, but suddenly, it was her house? I smiled. Because I knew something she didn't. I had already spoken to my lawyer. And legally, she was screwed. I stood there, staring at my phone, laughing to myself. Sarah really thought she had the upper hand. She thought locking me out of my own house was a power move. She had no idea what was coming. See, while she was busy playing her little mind games, I had already been one step ahead. My name was on everything. The mortgage? Mine. The utilities? Mine. Even the Wi-Fi she used to text her side piece? Mine. So, I made a few calls. First call. My lawyer. I told him she locked me out. He assured me that since my name was on the house, she had no legal right to do that. If I wanted, I could call the cops and have them force the door open. Second call. The bank. Froze our joint account before she could drain it. Third call. The utility companies. Cancelled the electricity, water, and Wi-Fi. Why should I pay for her comfort while she entertains other men? Within an hour, Sarah went from queen of the castle to a tenant in a powerless, waterless, internet-free house. It didn't take long for her to notice. My phone started blowing up again. WTF did you do? The power's out. You shut off the water? Are you serious? This is illegal. I could call the cops. I texted back just one thing. You locked me out of my own house. Now we're even. And then I blocked her. For the first time in years, I felt something I hadn't in a long time, peace. I thought that was the end of it. I thought she'd pack her stuff, run to her side piece, and let me move on. I underestimated her stupidity. 2 days after I shut off the utilities, I got a call from an unknown number. I ignored it. Then another. And another. Finally, I picked up. It was the police. Officer, sir, we received a call from your wife. She claims you've illegally evicted her and left her in an unlivable situation. I laughed. Legitimately laughed. Me, officer, I own that house. She locked me out. I shut off utilities that I pay for. That's not illegal. Officer, can you prove ownership? Me, give me 5 minutes. I emailed them all the documents, mortgage papers, utility bills, proof that everything was in my name. The officer called me back 10 minutes later. Officer, yeah, you're good. She has no case. Sounds like she's just mad. Damn right she was mad. Because when she realized the cops weren't going to save her, she went nuclear. That night, I got a text from an unknown number. Hope you enjoy paying for that house alone, loser. I'm taking everything in the divorce. Oh, Sarah. Sweet, delusional Sarah. She still thought she was going to win. She didn't know I had one last card to play. The next morning, I met with my lawyer again. Sarah's little stunt with the cops and her threatening text had only made my case stronger. I handed over everything, the phone records showing her late-night calls to Ryan, the text from Jessica proving her lies, the photos I'd discreetly taken of Ryan walking into my house, and even a screenshot of her "I'm taking everything" message. My lawyer grinned like a kid on Christmas. She's digging her own grave, he said. Adultery, locking you out, trying to manipulate the situation, this is a slam dunk. See, in our state, infidelity can play a big role in divorce proceedings. It doesn't just hurt your feelings, it can hurt your wallet, too. Sarah thought she could play the victim and walk away with half my stuff, but she didn't realize she'd handed me all the ammunition I needed. Step 1, I filed for divorce that day, citing adultery and abandonment, since she locked me out. Step 2. My lawyer filed an emergency motion to regain access to my house. Step 3. We requested a full financial audit of our joint accounts, because I had a hunch Sarah had been siphoning money for her little escapades. And oh boy, was I right. The audit came back a week later. Turns out, Sarah had been funneling cash into a secret account for months, thousands of dollars I'd earned from my 2 jobs, spent on fancy dinners, hotel rooms, and gifts for Ryan. My lawyer added dissipation of marital assets to the filing. Translation? She wasn't just cheating, she was stealing. Meanwhile, Sarah was still living in the house, thinking she'd won some kind of standoff. But without power, water, or Wi-Fi, it wasn't exactly the palace she imagined. Neighbors started texting me, saying they'd seen her hauling buckets of water from a friend's place and charging her phone at a coffee shop. Ryan, apparently, wasn't stepping up to play knight in shining armor. Shocker. The court date came fast. Sarah showed up with some cheap lawyer she'd probably found on a billboard, looking smug as ever. She tried to spin a sob story, how I'd abandoned her, how I'd cut her off from everything. But my lawyer didn't even let her finish. He presented the evidence, the texts, the photos, the financial records. The judge's face said it all, Sarah was toast. The ruling? I got the house. She got nothing but her personal belongings and a stern warning from the judge about wasting the court's time. Oh, and since she'd blown through marital funds on her affair, she was ordered to pay me back $8,000. Turns out, Ryan wasn't worth the investment. I heard through the grapevine that she moved in with him after that, but it didn't last. Apparently, he wasn't thrilled about supporting her comfortable life dreams either. Last I checked, she was crashing on a friend's couch, still texting mutual acquaintances about how unfair I'd been. As for me, I turned the utilities back on, sold the house, and moved into a smaller place closer to my day job. I quit the night gig. Turns out I didn't need it anymore without Sarah's endless demands. I've got my peace, my freedom, and a cold beer in my hand as I write this. Jake says I dodged a bullet. I say I dodged a whole damn war. In the end, Sarah thought she could outsmart me. She thought I'd just roll over and let her take everything I'd worked for. But she forgot one thing, I'm not the pathetic one here. She is. And now? I'm done with her for good.